That was like my rock bottom. It was the damn near psychosis, the most dark voodoo type shit happening. But Gary looked at me, he's like, I bet the worst things happened when you were studying that. When I told him I studied that Egyptian god. And yeah, I was really surprised because I'm like, well, Gary, other people have had just as bad of, mine was rock bottom, but the people he talked to wasn't rock bottom, but they had really bad experiences. And there's certain vowels that are like, yeah, you're not supposed to say out loud. Like in Egyptian times, 80% of language was like, you didn't say it. It was more like psychically understood. You weren't supposed to like change the vibration in the air. Yeah. What about Horus? No, Horus was different. Horus is hour too, right? It's like an anagram. Yeah, the other gods aren't that powerful, but the one with the O is stupid powerful. For when I say gods plural, I'm saying it like it's in the Bible too. Gods plural means, they're referring to what we see as gods, but it's like demons. Why are you contradicting? You believe in the Bible and witchcraft. Well, to be a Christian, you have to believe in witchcraft. Like, you have to. You have to believe in sorcery. You have to believe in magic. You have to believe that stuff is real. You can't just say it's hocus pocus, because then people say your miracles are hocus pocus, right? Although miracles are different from witchcraft. Way different. If you're a Christian, witchcraft won't affect you. Yeah, it's like 80% of that won't affect you. I wouldn't say it's 100% guaranteed though. I've seen some crazy deaths that like were predicted by the guy casting the bad luck. Although a lot of people say, in the conspiracy world, they say the bad luck are certain ley lines. Like they never build churches on random hills or, random parts of land. They always pick the right energy center. And then sometimes when these energy centers crisscross, that's where you have the most car crashes. That's what people say. Why do you talk so much about girls and picking them up? Because that's what life's really about, is when you can sell yourself to your boss and get a bigger raise. Like the anima is huge in the young man today. Like if I talk about getting 99% of chat do not relate with me. That's how much times have changed. If it was the 1950s in a Christian society, at least half that chat would understand what it's like to have a girlfriend. But it's so rare to have a normal upbringing now. I mean, like if you grew up riding a bicycle without an iPad and had a girlfriend, you are in like top 0.0001% of confident people. Like that is, you probably healthy.
Alton donated $5. John, why don't you talk about Mother Teresa and her connection to the Jesuit order? Is it because she's Albanian?
Because I've already done it, and yeah, there's arguments for her being very well connected with the elites. And there's arguments of her being a really good person, but I just don't think the arguments are that strong. Like, if I went after John Podesta, there's a lot of evidence that he's a Satanist, he eats flesh. But if I go after Mother Teresa, the evidence is kind of like, oh, she hung out with an... Like, I'm sorry to say this, bro, the dumbest debate, or excuse me, the dumbest conspiracy arguments is Zerka hung out with a Satanist, therefore he's a Satanist. Look at the industry I'm in. You think I'm not going to sit on a saucecast with some freak show, especially if I'm Mother Teresa? Like, are you... The dumbest argument is like, Well, Trump sat next to a evil guy, therefore he's evil. I don't like those arguments at all. I hate them, actually. Now, if you take a million photos with one dude, that's a way different story. And I don't really believe in that whole guilty by association at all. Because, like, what if you're in the entertainment industry? There's not many Christians there. What about people who hang with Epstein? The Prince Andrew one, yeah, that's fine. But if, let's say, who's someone we like? If Ye took a photo with Epstein, to me, it's not that damning evidence that Ye is evil. If he has multiple photos, that's different. If they're best friends, but man, the top is so small. Everyone takes photos together. So,
can you talk about Moonchilds? Specifically, when they traumatized the embryos while to create an MK Ultra.
That's a type of psychic programming that's actually overrated. The real psychic programming happens when, let's say, 5 years old. Even in Spartan times, Egyptian times, whatever you want to go, they'll give you a puppy to bond with, and then at the peak of your love and bond, they put the puppy in front of you, and so you can't handle the trauma that's happening, and so your mind goes into Elysium, or a happy state, La La Land, and then you're like this, just drooling in trauma. And that's when they can program you and say, get up! And then that voice is so traumatic that the children, even if they don't actively do what you say, they can be triggered at 30 years old with one phone call. Get up! Cool. But the programming was mastered way earlier through demonic intervention. And World War II had a more scientific approach with its MK Ultra, but a lot of Hollywood stars, I'd say 80% of the Hollywood stars, 85, 90%, they knew who those, like for example, Tom Cruise. The ruling class knew who Tom Cruise was going to be when he was 1 year old. Okay, a movie star doesn't, you guys are so, did you think they just found a movie star who can fly a jet, helicopter, jump out of buildings? Yeah, that's literally an MK Ultra masterclass spy, really. But not a spy to countries, even though he went to Ukraine and did all that. He's a spy for the ruling class, like, which is one. And then there'll be like very low level people. Like, I think the lowest level will be like these guys who are linked through family, like Tate. Like, you could tell Tate, he gets orders, but he doesn't know where they come from, and bad things happen if he doesn't do what they say. Also, a lot of you guys shouldn't feed your girl too much Zherka content. I don't know why you guys think that's a good idea. It's better you behave like Zherka without her knowing who you're emulating. Because when I meet you guys and you're like, wait, stand on this side, Zherka, take a picture with my girlfriend. Why? And I look at you like, why do you want me to hold your girl? Please, Zherka, just do it. No, I'm not just do it. Okay, but why? Why are you making it weird for me? I'm teaching the total opposite of what you're doing to me right now.
Donald McGuire was a Jesuit priest who served as Mother Teresa's confessor. He touched over a 1,000 lip. After allegations came out, he was removed from the ministry. Teresa wrote to the Jesuits urging his reinstatement.
You know, sometimes you gotta I'm kidding. Look, I'm not defending all Jesuits are in my opinion. Right? I don't know much about Mother Teresa. I don't even talk about her. When have I even mentioned her? So what are you saying? I'm a fan of hers because she's got Albanian blood? I don't really get what you're trying to accuse me of, bro. But who even made it popular that Jesuits are evil? Me. There's no other YouTuber influencer who ever said this, besides some declassified CIA that you have to go on to find. But why are you acting like I didn't popularize your opinion? And it's weird because that's like the biggest disconnect I had, is everyone's like, you became a Catholic when you exposed Catholicism for its Jesuit poison. Yeah, that's literally what the Bible says, is everything's going to be corrupted. Like, that makes a lot of sense, actually, you know.
Red Gray donated $10. 3 life path both on 11th. What does this mean for me? Double charisma.
You have like the greatest number mix ever. Like, your DNA is to be a winner. If I was a 3 with a second 11, actually no, I like double 5 better. Yeah, double 5 worked, because then, you know, like, usually you need 10 million followers to be that magnetic to women, and I don't have that, and I'm that magnetic. Wait till I do have it. It's gonna be insanity. Zerka, you're not a double 5. What are you? 1994 is a 5.
Let's go, pal. I'm making a withdrawal here.
Noah donated $5. Why are people born on February more religious?
And nobody knows. It was a Pisces thing, Nick. I would say because January is more argumentative, 1 energy, and 2 kind of like it feels like 2 doesn't see itself as God, even though 2 is a very rotten number. When you look at the months, it doesn't seem that way. Like, look at famous Pisces throughout history. They're pretty sick. They're great people.
90 Towers donated $5. Why is the 25th of December celebrated in different religions for different gods?
That's all hocus pocus. I don't buy into that. The Zeitgeist. Actually, there's many gods who were born of a virgin. No, there wasn't. That's all bull. They just connect history. They cope. They try and say Mithra is like Christ. No, it's not. Look into it. Read books. Don't watch Zeitgeist. I used to believe in Zeitgeist documentaries, and it's so stupid. Even the Trinities were kind of like very different.
Let's go, pal. I'm making a withdrawal here.
Chad is Fat Note Circa donated $5. Give your best tips for fast weight loss.
Fast weight loss would be simple. Fasting, so your calories are backloaded into the evening. That way you have less insulin spikes throughout the day, and less, your appetite isn't stimulated because you're in a fasted state. Better hormone production, nutrient partitioning, and metabolism because you're fasted. And then you want to fill your stomach with fiber and caffeine. So you can start with a green apple and a black coffee. Now it's very, very hard for you to have more meals and have protein shakes before each meal. So if you have, I used to do this with bikini girls that I would get ripped for shows. You cannot overeat if you have a protein shake. Like, food doesn't taste good. I can bring you a bunch of McDonald's. It doesn't taste good if you had 3 scoops of protein before your meal. You let it sit 10 minutes in your stomach turns to concrete. It's impossible. If you're hitting your macronutrients, protein intake first, it's impossible to overeat. And if you do overeat, the next day you're not as hungry. So net calories of 7 days a week, because we don't look at it through a 24 cycle, we look at it weekly. Weekly you're less hungry without noticing it. So even if you eat the McDonald's after your protein shakes, for some reason you end up leaner at the end of the week, and then you add activity instead of cut calories. It's always better to increase a biomechanical output than cut calories, and then keep as many carbs as you can until you're at the weight you want. Always keep carbs in, and then you can have some digging phases where you slice out carbs if you have like a photo shoot or something, but that actually damages performance, unless you're very fatty. So it's just Sometimes you can't cut. Depends who you are.
90 Towers donated $5. I know I'm a 3 light.